Hi, welcome to Garden Today. Today we're going to be doing a seed haul from both Jerras garden and from House Tools. And this is kind of some of the fall seeds and some other seeds too that I was looking forward to planting. I have forgotten kind of what I ordered because I ordered it last week, so you know, it's hard to remember. But anyway, let's go ahead and, of course, when I started my video, the lawnmower started up. But anyway, and these are just some of the seeds that I looked at. Some are going to be for the hotter part, and the others going to be some of the cooler parts. So the first one we're going to be looking at is the red noodle yard long beans, and I don't have any beans at all. I was going to try to do some for a fall planting, so that's why I've got them in here now to try to get in, you know, this late. You know, it's the dead of summer. Try to get them up. It is kind of hard to get stuff up this time because it's so incredibly hot. But if you can get them up and growing, I think they're going to do okay. I think they're kind of like your southern peas, that they do, you know, okay. And that's kind of the same thing with these here. And this is a wing bean. It's a vining bean. I'm sure that's going to make it backwards. But I do got two of them. Pots I can put these in to see how they do and make them grow. And then I also had a fuzzy melon, and it's kind of a replacement for your squash or whatever in the summertime. And we're going to see how that does also. So Jerras garden is Jerras garden. You can go to their, she has a YouTube channel. She also has a website you can go on to order seeds from. It's trying stuff to grow for the next couple 3 months and just see how they're going. Whether I get them all planted or not, I don't know. But I also got the dark green yard beans that I ordered from her. And I know I said this fall, it would be growing into the fall. And I got Bonanza Angled Loofah. And this is going to be one, yes, it's a loofah, but it's going to be sort of a substitute more for your squash, okra type. From what I understand, I've never grown, I guess I've never grown any of that. Well, I have grown noodle beans before, or long beans. The rest of them I've not ever grown before, so it's going to be new for me too. Hopefully I'll get them in the ground and growing. But all those are supposed to be able to take the heat. And right now we got plenty of that. So we're going to try to see if I can grow stuff now to go into the heat of the year, because it's really hard to get stuff to grow, you know, starting in the first part of July and growing through like September. One danger you do though, if you try to put something like you know, your sweet potatoes will grow, but they also take a long time, so they're going to be pushing up. And if you want to plant anything else in the fall, you're not going to be able to do it. So that does become a concern. I've got plenty of room, so it's not too bad. But I haven't planted any of my sweet potatoes. It's been busy, it's been hot, and other things have been happening. Okay, here it's going to be from House Tools. And House Tools is out of Georgia. And Jerras seed is out of Florida. That does make a difference to me because I kind of want to buy from people that tend to have stuff that grows in my area. I'm in Texas, just north of Beaumont, Zone 9A. We have a lot more in common with South Georgia and North Florida than I do with even, you know, Central Texas. You know, Central Texas is totally, you know, it's different. It's different, okay? I've lived there. It gets hotter there because we don't get as much humidity in Central Texas, even though they think they get, you know, really humid. You really don't. Put that over there. I did go ahead and get half a pound of hickory king seeds, and that I buy this. Actually, I bought a pound of it. Okay, more than I thought I bought. Yeah, because they only sell 1 pound. That is, I kind of wish that House Tool would sell like a half pound, because a lot of times I need more than 4 ounces, but I don't need a whole pound. but they don't. So, and I know it's kind of hard when you're selling these bulk seed to get a good price on them, because you know, you kind of have to factor in some of the price of shipping with it. You know, they do charge for shipping, but when you get something like this, you know, that's going to cost a lot more money. Can potentially cost more money to ship. So that's why I've done that. Both these people got these stuff out really quickly. So, you know, I ordered them last week. This is Monday. They both came in today. But Hickory King is a white corn, or this is particular one is white corn. I've grown it before. It does pretty good. It's very tall. The danger I'm running into, though, if you plant this Hickory King and we get a tropical storm, it could blow it over, you know, and that is a danger when you grow corn in the fall for us, close to the coast. You know, you don't have to have 100-mile-an-hour winds to blow corn over. 40-mile-an-hour wind do it just fine. So that could be a problem. I'm going to take the risk. I have kind of gotten away from some of the like the black corn that they had, and I grew some of the homestead corn, just because I don't think they do as well down here. You know, Painted Mountain didn't do as well, and I think it's more of a regional thing. Further north, I think they do fine. That's really where they're you know, where they're grown at. So we'll keep doing that. The other things I got from Haas Tools, and it's just going to be more of what I'm actually, what people would consider more of a fall garden. Because a lot of people think fall garden, they're thinking about the hotter stuff. So I got some of that. Now I did buy some Amish paste tomatoes. I'm going to try to do a lot of your Roma style tomatoes this next spring. I was ordering them. These seeds will be just fine. I can buy these seeds. They're not pelletized, so they'll hold fine till next spring. So you might as well go ahead and order them. That way you don't take a chance of running out or whatever. I'm going to try a black zebra also next spring, so I bought those. Now the 491, I am trying to get time and the place to plant these. These will be planted this fall, hopefully. But we're going to see. They're supposed to do really well. They have the heat set gene, so they should do well. They should set in the hot weather and then hopefully ripen before we get back. It's also supposed to have pretty good disease resistance, so we're going to check that out because I have a lot of diseases in the fall with fall tomatoes. I would admit that I've never really had a successful crop of fall tomatoes. I get so much disease pressure. You know, I've had some, and sometimes I could even get them to where they were green. But I will word of caution: you got to start these things early. AgriLife says you need to be putting your transplants out by the 1st of August, because if you don't, you know, winter's coming, and they take a lot longer to ripen in the fall than they do in the spring. Because in the spring it's getting warmer all the time, so they go ahead and ripen. In the fall, you start getting those cool nights, and it really shuts down a lot of the enzymes that cause them to ripen, so that can be a problem. North Georgia candy roaster, again, that's for next spring. I went and got those, just about to have them. And now it's more what I'm planting in the fall. This is twister cauliflower. I've had really good luck with it. You don't have to tie it up. The leaves kind of grow in kind of a twisting manner, so it keeps the head covered. And you know, it's 75 days to maturity, so it takes a little while. Again, this stuff, I'm going to be starting this stuff in August. And start it in the house, get it going, set it outside, and then probably plant it sometime in September. You got to get this stuff going. If not, on your, and I guess I'll go ahead and, I'm also getting, so I can talk about all at one time, I've got Purple Magic hybrid broccoli. We'll see how that does. And then Green Magic has really done well for me, and I'm going to try it again. And it seems to do well in the spring and fall. But one thing I'm going to tell you about this is you don't want, if you plant them too late, what happens to you is you wait till it, you know, you got warm weather or the cooler weather, it cools down, you plant them, you get the seeds going, and they get to growing really good, and then you hit December. And sometime in December, late December, early January, they're going to shut down on you just because of the sun length or whatever. So whenever I'm saying I'm going to be starting them in August, yeah, it's going to be heat stress. Yes, there can be some problems. I'm going to put them in a, you know, I may even probably won't pot them up, but you know, I got to get them going. Got to get, and they're going to look rough. But once I get them in the ground, they're still going to look rough for a little while. But that way, I've already got the roots growing. They can go ahead and start making. Okay, they start producing. Because if you wait till, I'm not, you know, some people wait till September or even October to start the seeds. You just don't have that 75-day window of good weather, because you might be able to get by with the broccoli, but you know, with these, you know, it's 75 days. So if you start to, and that's really from the time that you transplant them. It's not from the time, from my idea, because there's an argument about that. Some people say, is that from when you plant the seeds, or is that when you transplant them? I tend to think it's more when you transplant them. I even had one time, I heard one person say, well, it's when you plant them, if you plant them in ground. So if the seeds, you know, planting seeds in ground, it's 75 days then, or if it's a transplant. It didn't make a lot of sense to me. And then you could say they could take some shock. But, you know, I tried that and planting in like October when it finally cooled off and planted seeds. The plants look good, but I got into that late December when they should start, you know, putting the heads on, and they just kind of sat there. And then when you get that cold snap, that gets really cold because I didn't cover them, and it kind of wiped them out, and I had to pick a lot of them early. So the ones that didn't get wiped out. So plant your cucurbits, or not cucurbits, plant your broccoli, your brassicas early, just for that reason. You're trying to beat that cold weather in the wintertime. You can't really spend a lot of time, you know, if you plant them when you think you should, you're probably going to run into a lot of freezes and things, which, you know, if you got some good row covers and stuff, that might not be so bad, as long as you don't get that, you know, 12 degrees, you know, because once that head forms, if you get freezing temperatures, it can kill that head. So if you don't cover it. So anyway, the other thing I'm going to plant, and I've had success with this, is Cherokee lettuce. It's fairly, you know, it has pelletized, so I'm going to try to plant as much as I can, because I've noticed it's pelleted. I can probably plant it now. I might get a spring harvest, and after that, the seeds aren't going to be good. Pelletized seeds really seems to hurt your germination. So, but they're easy to plant. So I can take them in, I can put them in those little trays. It makes it nice. I'm not knocking it, but it does seem to hurt your germination on it. And the other one I got is Harmony Butterhead lettuce. So it will make more clumping. This is more your leaf lettuce here, and this here is more of it's not a head lettuce like iceberg lettuce, but it does make a head, you know, a small head, and a little bit firmer leaves. I never have recommended growing iceberg lettuce down here for two reasons. Number one, it's really hard to get to grow down here, and the same thing, it's just an inferior lettuce. You know, it doesn't have any nutrients in it. It does have the crunch, so people like that crunch, yeah. But you know, to me down here, it's just really hard, and yes, it's a one-time cut it, and you're done. So if you're going to be growing a bunch of it, now one thing I will tell you, if you're going to be growing lettuce seeds, don't plant them all the same day. Okay, plant some of them, and I'll probably start these in trays and plant them out. But plant some, and then wait 2 weeks, plant some more, wait 2 weeks, plant some more. And that way, you can harvest this over here. And as this is kind of playing out, not doing any good, you got the next step to go to, and you got to set after that. Go ahead and do succession planting with lettuce. Is really important, because what you don't want to do is have, okay, you got 2 weeks that they do really good, or 3 weeks do really good, and then your harvest is through. Stretch your harvest windows out. You might try to start 1st of September, start planting some. Now they may not do good, they may bolt on you, but you know, how many seeds are in this thing? Yeah, it's not going to tell me. Yeah, 250 seeds. Okay. If I have the early ones bolt or don't do any good, I'm okay. That's 250 seeds. I don't need 250 plants. Okay. So I can plant 10, or even plant 20. Plant 20, because you've got plenty of seeds. Go ahead and start early. Start them late also, because we may have a late winter. And go ahead and spread that stuff out so you have a larger, longer harvest on this stuff. But anyway, that's what I got today. If you have any questions about what I'm growing, my next thing to plant is going to be the corn. I've also got some hickory cane, which is a slightly different one than hickory king. You want to plant those together. It doesn't really matter. You know, if they cross-pollinate, it doesn't matter because they're basically the same. I'm not trying to keep anything pure or whatever in it. And we'll see if how successful we are. Anyway, it's been hot. I got in the garden, tilled up. Now I did hurt my leg, and if you want to know how I hurt my leg, I was sitting in church, and I hurt my leg. Basically, I sat down, preacher preached. When I got back up, I hurt my leg. Don't know how. And it was just like a little pull in your leg. And I think, well, that's all right. I'll stretch you out. You'll get okay. It didn't. It still hurts. Not as bad as it hurt last night. Last night it hurt pretty bad. Anytime I turned over in the bed, it would hurt. I've reached that age, I guess, to where sometimes you get a pull or you get a strain, and it just, you know, when I was younger, you could work it out and it'd be okay. I still walk around, but I can't walk with a limp. My dad walks with a limp, but he's 92. So, but anyway, it has kept me from getting too hot because my leg kind of hurts. And like I say, it's 100 yards from here to the main garden. It's about 100 yards, you know, to get to it. So, you know, I don't take water with me because that way when I go out and work in the garden, I start getting thirsty, I come back in. That way I don't get hot because I'm not, you know, I get thirsty pretty quickly, so I come in. This time of year in Texas, especially close to the coast, don't sit there and say I'm going to spend 2 hours out there working in the garden, or I'm going to spend an hour working out there in the garden, especially after 10 o'clock, probably after 9 o'clock. Either get up early in the morning and work, you can get by with that. Once it gets hot outside, and I like to work when after the dew is left, and that really hurts me here because it's dew doesn't really dry up to about 9 o'clock. You know, don't spend, it's okay to spend 10 or 15 minutes outside. Don't spend all day. Don't try to go for an hour. It's too long. You lose too much fluids. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.